I recently got my hands on this Hot Wheels Maserati MC20 set and I've been excited to build it ever since. So come with me and I'll show you how I built it piece by piece. Let's first unpack everything and see what we have. Okay, now with everything ready, let's start with pack 1 and 2. We begin with the chassis, which is essentially the backbone of the entire car. The first few pieces create the center structure and establish the width of the build. Now we extend the chassis and build the floor section. Additional plates and supports are added to make the structure more rigid and prepare it for the larger assemblies coming later. Now we are adding the first raised section of the frame. These create mounting points for the bodywork while also helping define the rear half of the car. Next come the suspension mounts. These create the connection point for the wheels and help position everything correctly. A few more pieces are added through the center. These pieces help lock the structure together and create attachment points for the upcoming body panels. And finally, we get some red color. Two curved red panels are added on either side of the chassis. These become the rear fenders and are the first pieces that makes the build feel like a real car rather than just a frame. A grey center panel is installed between the red bodywork, followed by additional red pieces on top. This starts shaping the surface that will eventually sit above the engine compartment. More red body panels are added. Unlike the structural pieces we have been adding so far, these are mostly about shaping the exterior. The engine gets installed into the engine bay, and a few final pieces are added around it to secure everything in place. And that's the end of pack 1 and 2. Everything from here on will be built on top of this framework. In this stage, we build the number plate assembly, add more rear bodywork, and start creating the platform that will eventually support the engine cover. We begin with a separate assembly built on a long black base. One of the standout detail here is the Maserati number plate, which gets added early on. The surrounding pieces create the structure that supports and frames the number plate section. The assembly of curved red panels and supporting pieces underneath help blend the number plate section into the rest of the rear bodywork. This fills out the back section and gives the bumper area a much more cleaner and more finished appearance. Next, we move to the cockpit. We build up the interior structure and add seats. The long red panels and other few pieces are added on both sides. These continue the body lines and help connect the rear and center sections of the car. And that's a wrap of pack 3 and 4. With the rear deck in place, it's time to start closing up the bodywork and adding the details that makes it look like a Maserati MC20. We start by building the core of the front bumper. A rectangular frame comes together first, and then the curved red fender pieces are added on both the sides. Smaller angle panels that smooth out the transition between the bumper and bonnet are added. Finally, the signature front grille is installed, giving the car its unmistakable Maserati face. Now, the hood comes together. Large sculpted side panels lock into the fenders, and then the main bonnet panels are added on the top. At this point, the entire front end is complete and the car finally looks like a real vehicle. Moving into the cockpit, we are building the dashboard and the center console. A printed display tile is added along with the steering wheel assembly, bringing some detail to the interior before everything gets enclosed. More interior trim pieces go in behind the dashboard, followed by additional panels that clean up the cabin area. These parts may not be very visible later, but they help finish the cockpit and support the surrounding bodywork. Now we are closing up the cabin. Small body panels fill in these gaps around the cockpit, and then the large windshield assembly clips into the place. This completely changes the look of the build and gives it a sleek Maserati roofline. Time for the doors. Both the door assemblies are built separately using long red body panels, black trim pieces, and hinge support components. Once attached, they swing upwards just like butterfly doors, making this one of the most satisfying part of the entire build. Time for one of the smaller but important details, the side mirror. A quick assembly, but they make a surprising difference to the overall look. Now for the finishing touch, the wheels. Once all four wheels are attached, the Maserati can finally stand on its own and really starts looking like a finished car. To complete the build, we attach the Hot Wheels display plate underneath the chassis. A small detail but a nice way to finish off the model. The set also comes with a sticker sheet that can be used to add extra details and racing graphics. I decided to add them at the very end once the entire build was complete. It's a small step, but it also adds a lot more personality and makes the model feel more finished. And yeah, that's a completed Hot Wheels Maserati MC20. I hope you enjoyed building it with me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.